So in this video, I want to consider two formulas that you learned when you were in your high school or middle school class in geometry involving a circle. One is the circumference of a circle. You might remember that the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r, and that gives you the distance all the way around, where r is the radius. And the other is pi r squared. And the goal of this video is to do the following. So just knowing that the circumference C of a circle is 2 pi r, can we work out for ourselves, at least intuitively, that the area of the circle is equal to pi r squared? And again, when r is just the radius of the circle, the distance from the center of the circle to its outside, we're going to call that r. So the circumference is the distance all the way around, and the area, of course, is just what we normally mean by the area of a plane figure. So what I want to do is start with a circle of radius r. That looks awful. Okay, I'm sure your circle looks much more circle-like than mine does. And I want to cut it up like we would cut a pizza, say into 8 slices. So I'll make a slice all the way across here. I'll make a slice here. I'll make a slice here. I'll make a slice here. All these slices are straight lines and they all go through the center. So they're all diameters, and each of these is length r. Now I want to take these pizza slices and lay them out in a different pattern. So I'm going to take the first pizza slice and lay it so the crust is on top. And I'll take the pizza slice, another pizza slice, and lay it out so the crust is on the bottom. And so on for all 8 pizza slices. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same pizza, just laid out differently than it was before I cut it up. And I have a shape that has no name. Each of these, of course, is still r. That sort of slanty side there. And then the total length of this bumpy side, so this length right here, from there to there, following the curve, is half the circumference. We used half, so the circumference is the total length of the crust. Half of the crust is down here, and half of the crust is up here. Now remember, in our problem, we started by assuming that the circumference was 2 pi r. So half of that's just pi r. So the total length of this is pi r. Now that's not all that helpful, though it may give you an idea of where we're going with this. We're going to take the same pizza, try to draw a circle-like shape of more or less the same size. Ugh, can't draw anything that looks like a circle. Let's try that again. All right, close enough. And instead of cutting it into 8 slices, this still has radius r, we're going to cut it into
like 1,000 slices, a lot. So I'm not really going to draw 1,000 lines here, just a lot.
Anyway, imagine 1,000 slices. And then we're going to lay them out exactly as we laid out the slices up here. We'll take our first incredibly thin slice and lay it with its crust on top. Doesn't have much of a crust and it's very thin. And the next one with its crust on the bottom. And we do this for all 1,000 slices. And what we end up with is a shape similar to this, but a lot's happened. For one thing, this side, which was very slanty here, is nearly vertical now. And that's still the radius, because that's the distance from the middle of the pizza to the crust. And the other thing that's happened, even though this side is kind of rough, we've sort of, since there are many more slices, we've sort of flattened it out. It's almost straight now. And its length is still pi r. This thing, the more slices we cut this up into, the more this thing looks like a rectangle. And you know how to get the area of a rectangle. It's just the length times the width. The length, pi r, the width, r, pi r squared. And of course this has the same area as our original pizza because it's the same slices. So just assuming that the circumference of a circle was 2 pi r, which gives us that the length of these bumpy sides is just half of that, we are able to work out the formula for the area of a circle. At least we can convince ourselves that it probably ought to be that.